Okay, so I'm going to go over control grouping, units, and buildings. So basically what this is if you look over here above your main display, you'll see these numbers with a little icon over it. These refer to keys on your keyboard, keys 1 through 0. You can basically assign any group of units or buildings to a key to get quick access to it. So first what I'm going to do is select a barracks. I'm going to hold down shift so I can select both of those guys. And what I'm going to do is hold down control on my keyboard, press 1, and now those are control group 1. And you can see I've got the build controls for those two buildings. And what's really nice is if I'm looking down over here and I've got units selected, I could just hit 1 and it will go to this screen, and I've got my hotkeys set up to the grid, so I could just queue up some Marines without even looking. So that's a really handy feature. For control group 2, I'm going to select my advanced buildings and control 2, and now they're assigned to control group 2. I press 2 anytime I want to bring those up, and I double click 2 anytime I want to bring them into view. Now when you've got two types of buildings selected like this, you could just press tab to cycle between them. So if I want to build, siege tanks, I have the factories highlighted and then I just queue in some siege tanks or Hellions. Tab, I want to get some Vikings going, so I get those going really quickly, don't even have to be looking at the buildings. So that's going to save you a lot of time. Now you can also do this with units, so we've got some Marines here. I'll do control 3, that puts them on 3, and I can have them go over here. And if you, okay, so these two guys just got built after I already made the control group. Say I want to add them to the group. I hold down shift and press 3, and now they're added to the group. And so for 3, I usually would want to put my main army, like something where I'm just going to send it in and everyone's just going to do as much damage as they can, not too worried about microing them. Now for groups 4 and 5, that's where I'm going to want to put like a ghost or some unit that I really want to micro and pay attention to, each of their actions. So that's the basics of control grouping. As far as the command center goes, you can give that its own number so that you can focus in on it or build SCVs, but just know that the backspace button cycles between your command centers. So you don't really need to hotkey it if you're Terran, but if you're playing a race like Zerg where there's a lot of hatcheries, you may want to assign some control groups to those. And so that's it. That's the basics of using control groups.